Find yourself always walking around feeling as if the people in your inner circle have little to no respect for you. You always feel as if you're doing everything you can to make the situation better, but none of the people that you're helping are contributing to making anything better. They just simply accept whatever effort that you put forth and they keep it moving. There is zero reciprocity, or they may do just enough for you to say that they did something. Nothing major and nothing consistent. For example, say you have a friend or a partner who you're always driving around from place to place. Whenever they need to get somewhere, you're the one to take them. You'll even change your schedule or cancel plans that you've made just so that you can cart them around. And they never even think about giving or offering gas money, or maybe they give you $5 every now and then. And if you ever say anything about it, they act as if you're wrong for bringing it up, or they try to make you look like the bad guy or insensitive because I don't have reliable transportation. And yeah, they'll say things like, "Well, I gave you gas money that one time," as if the $5 that they gave you that one time is supposed to make up for months of free rides. After going through situations like this for so long, you find that you start to build up a resentment. And yet, even with all of this resentment, you remain in place. You do nothing to remove yourself from the situation. Yeah, you've tried to talk to them and explain to them how their actions are making you feel, only to have them deflect the conversation. You do more and more talking and seemingly good deeds in the hopes that one day they'll take notice of your hard work and contributions to their lives, or at the very least, show some gratitude. But it never happens, and you remain in mental turmoil, pain, and suffering. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, you are your own problem? You're the one causing all of this pain and suffering for yourself. This is the time where you have to ask yourself, am I being supportive of this person, or am I enabling these behaviors? Are my actions contributing to their negative behavior and in turn causing harm to myself? What would happen if I stopped giving to them and started thinking about giving to myself? Even unintentionally, enabling behaviors can promote negative routines and actions. However, encouraging actions can help the person that you care about to move along on their healing journey. So you can feel as if you're doing everything you can to support them, but then find that none of these things are actually working. This is when their problems become your problems, and you have to make a decision. Do I save myself by allowing them to do for themselves and work on their problems on their own? Or do I continue to enable them and let them be problematic while harming me in the process? It can be very challenging to find balance between offering assistance and allowing space for someone who's in a bad place in life, especially when that person is someone that you truly love and care about. Who really wants to watch their children suffer or watch their partner deal with mental anguish? No one, not unless you're some sort of mentally disturbed individual yourself. So you find yourself in a position where you're now grappling with your need to control the situation and micromanage their every move as if they're a small child. Then you turn around and have the audacity to get upset with them for not allowing you to do so. Or you get upset with them because they do allow you to do so. And now you hate feeling as if you have to watch and guide them every second of the day. It's a catch 22. And it's a catch 22 that you've created. These feelings may become even more heightened when you start to see this individual beginning to pull away or isolate themselves from you. They want to socialize apart from you because what you deem as being help to them, it feels like you're smothering them. Recognizing the difference between enabling and helping is the first step in setting personal boundaries. It is perfectly okay to be around to support your friends, family, and loved ones, but you have to maintain clear and strict lines that you will not allow to be crossed, not by them, but more importantly, not by yourself. Being supportive is not enabling someone. When you are truly and honestly being supportive, you are not shielding the other person from the fullness of the repercussions of their actions. Being supportive actually gives the individual the confidence to actively participate in their own behavioral corrections. If you want to truly be supportive, there's three things that you can do that you cannot do. Number one, don't try to change unfavorable situations. And this includes making excuses for their poor behavior. For example, say the person has a suspended driver's license. They know they have a suspended driver's license, and yet they go cruising around late at night. They end up running through a stop sign, and the police seemingly come out of nowhere and pull them over. They get a ticket, or maybe they even get arrested. Don't try to change the narrative for them, and don't allow them to change the narrative of what really happened. This is their fault. It's no one else's fault but their own. You should not have been driving in the first place, and you knew this, but you still went out and did what you weren't supposed to do. And now you have to suffer the consequences of either paying this fine or paying bail to get out of jail. So, saying that the cops were hiding or that the world has some sort of vendetta against you is not going to fly. Let them take accountability for the mess that they've created for themselves. Number two, you cannot gain or regain control over their lives. It's not your responsibility to seize control over their lives, wants, needs, or actions. You do not need to hover over them as if you're some sort of puppet master. You attempting to force them to act in a specific way is, I guarantee you, it's going to backfire. And now they're going to make you the scapegoat for every negative situation that they encounter, be it you not being supportive of them or saying that it's your fault because you didn't tell them what they should have been doing. Number three, don't attempt to make them comfortable in their mess. This one right here seems to be the hardest one for most people to not do, mostly because you immediately begin to think about all the things that could happen to them if you don't protect them or shield them from the messes that they make. You think about how much you love them, how much you care for them. You don't want to see them suffer. You don't want to see them hurt. You don't want to see them in pain. You don't want to see them running around aimlessly, not knowing what to do. You want to be able to take control of the situation and make it better so that they'll be happy. They know this. They know that you're empathetic towards them, and they will most definitely pull at your heartstrings with all of the woe is me and sob stories just to get you to fix things for them, and they never have to face any of the consequences of their actions. From a distance, these things may seem encouraging, but up close, the only thing it encourages is the continuation of their poor behavior and your own detriment, and it can happen to any of us. So don't feel as if this message is catered to you specifically or to any certain type of person, because a lot of us are guilty of enabling the poor behaviors and habits of the people who are close to us. You love and care about this person. You know that the things that they're doing are detrimental. So you feel as if you can't just stand there and let them continue to cause harm. You want to feel helpless, and you don't want them to feel helpless. You also want them to feel as if you're in their corner and you've got their back. But you need to start to see past this and realize that you are causing more harm than you're doing good. It may also be in your best interest to figure out what it is about you that makes you fall into these enabling habits. Your enabling actions could possibly be a symptom of a serious codependency problem within your relationship. You could be enabling them unconsciously, trying to make up for some faults that you have or a bad situation that you may have caused in their lives. While you may think you're making up for one thing or showing that you care, in reality, all you're doing is fostering reliance. In this case, the individual loses their own independence and is unable to make the required adjustments for their own recovery and healing. The probability of becoming codependent is 14.3 times higher if it's a loved one or family member lacks coping mechanisms, according to a study in 2001. Codependent and enabling behaviors within families can include attempting to shield your loved one from consequences like paying off their debts or keeping their secrets about drug, alcohol, or gambling addictions. If they're physically, mentally, emotionally, or financially abusive and you don't say anything, habitual liars or cheaters, and so on and so forth. By you staying hush hush about the situation, they know that they never have to face the problems. They also know that you'll always be a safe space to land because you've just shown them that they can do or treat you any type of way and you will never go anywhere. As a matter of fact, not only will you not go anywhere, but you're going to comfort them while everyone else seemingly is coming down on them and making them feel bad. If you want to be there for them without enabling them, you have to avoid trying to solve their problems. You may offer them words of encouragement instead. You may even be a resource of information to help guide them towards doing the work for themselves, but you cannot take on their recovery as your own. What they eat doesn't make you shit, and vice versa. You're only accountable for yourself. Have compassion, be respectful, and inspire them towards their growth. If worse comes to worse, don't be afraid to walk away. You are not obligated to risk your own physical and mental health trying to fix someone who doesn't want to fix themselves. Create strict boundaries, and follow through when the lines have been crossed. Supportive actions provide a person the power to decide how to proceed with their healing journey. Be honest with them about how their actions are causing harm, and then let go of the situation. The rest is up to them.